Hello, dear students. Again, we are doing the revision for Unit 1, Exploring Symbols for your unit test. Now, I have already posted one revision video, so what new will be there? Here, I will give you the summary, or in short, I will explain what we have already studied, and I will give you the paper style for your unit test. So let's start with it. The paper style. Question 1 will be give meanings of the following words for 4 marks. The words we have already studied, so it is going to be very easy. Question 2 is answer the following questions, even that is for 4 marks. These two questions are the only questions which are based on your memory. What I have taught, the PDF that I have shared, from that only these two questions will be asked. Now the other questions are depending on your understanding and your presenting. Question 3 is write 4 to 5 lines about the topic you will get during your paper, but only 4 to 5 lines, and that will be carrying 4 marks. So it's very easy, but make sure that there are no spelling mistakes, there are no grammatical mistakes. Question 4. Read the following passage and answer the questions given below. Now the passage can be any. It can be the passage about Rabindranath Tagore, about the poem Where the Mind is Without Fear, the story of the fox and the rabbit, or the story of Akbar and Birbal, or we can say Akbar's dream. It can be any passage, and from that passage you have to answer the questions given below. Now while answering, make sure that it is based on the context only, not what you assume. Question 5 will be choose the object that can be used to symbolize with the ideas given below. I will be giving you certain ideas, certain thoughts, and which object can be used to symbolize. That you will have to choose. Even that will be easy. So 8 marks you will have to prepare. Other 12 marks you will have to, it's like your overall test of the knowledge, like of the language, how much you understand, how can you present in English. Now the passages which can be asked. The first one is about Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore was born in Calcutta in 1861. He is the poet who wrote India's national anthem, and he won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1913. Tagore started to write poetry when he was only 8 years old, and he published his first poem when he was only 16. For this, Tagore did not use his real name. He used a pen name, Bhanu Simha, which means sun lion. Now for 7th standard students, I can say the passage was very easy and you can easily read and understand. But now the poem, Where the Mind is Without Fear. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. It's full of symbolisms and what it means. Like the people are not fearful, they are not afraid, and the head is held high, which means they are not ashamed, they are proud of themselves and they can held their head high. Where knowledge is free, which means that knowledge is available to all. It does not mean it is free of cost, but knowledge is not restricted to certain people. All the people can get knowledge. Where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. Where the people are united. They are not divided. It's not broken into pieces by narrow domestic walls, by narrow thinking, narrow ideology of the human beings. Where words come out from the depth of truth. Where people are speaking the complete truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where people are constantly working, they are trying hard and they try to achieve perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, where people's ability to reason, their power of thinking, of reasoning, is not lost in the old, outdated customs, the dead habits, the traditions, the customs which are old, which are outdated. Where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action. Thee here means the God. Where the mind is led forward, where people come forward, where the thoughts are coming which are not narrow, which are widening, which are broad. Like people have a broad aspect, or they think broad, and their action is also led forward, their action is also carried out by the God. Into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. The place into the country which is just like heaven, which is free, that heaven of freedom. My Father means the God. Let my country awake. Let my country, the people of my country, rise in that country. Let my country be as free like this, that it is like the heaven of freedom. Not just freedom from the Britishers, from all these kind of traditions, thoughts, mentality. We should be free from all that as well. Now, in the textbook, the meanings were given as match the following, but I won't be giving them as match the following. You will have to memorize the meanings and then write. So the first word is fragments. It means pieces broken off or detached from a complete portion. Striving, to labor hard. Dreary means cheerless. Domestic, related to family affairs. Tireless, without rest or sleep. Desert, a waterless or isolated area or land. Now these are the question answers which can be asked. Look carefully at where the mind is without fear. The poet is talking to someone. What words help you to understand whom the poet is talking to? The words, into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake, help us understand that the poet is talking to the Father, our Creator, the God, and he is praying for his country to have all the qualities mentioned. The subjects of the first 3 lines of the poem are underlined below. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken. What's the subject of the 4th line? The subject of the 4th line is where words come out from the depth of the truth. That is, the people always speak the complete truth and never lie. The poem says, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. What is lost in this line of the poem? Here the word lost means faded or has died. So the poet is talking about clear stream of reason, that is the ability to think clearly, to reason, to question and analyze. Then there is the passage or the story of the fox and the rabbit. There was once a very clever fox who loved to brag of his cleverness. To brag means to boast, to speak good or something which is not true about oneself, of his cleverness. One day he said to the rabbit, I am so clever, he said, that I know 100 ways to escape enemies. Wow, the rabbit said, I have only one, but it works well. The fox said, you should listen to me. I will teach you many, many more. You should know many ways to escape like I do. Just at that moment, the fox and the rabbit heard the cry of a pack of hunters coming toward them. Immediately the rabbit leaped down his hole and was gone. Leaped down means he jumped down in his hole and was gone. He called back to the fox, this is my plan. What are you going to do? The fox thought first of one way, then another. Then he thought of a better way. Then he considered another way. And while he was thinking of all his clever choices, the hunters caught him up and he was soon carried off. So this is the story of the fox and the rabbit, where we have one fox who is very clever, who is very sly, but here he makes a mistake due to his overconfidence, where he had so many choices which are not sure were that good or not. But he was carried away because of that. And the rabbit, who had just one choice, who is very afraid, but he knows that one choice, his one way, is always working, and he escapes with that. Then there is the story of Akbar's dream. One night, Emperor Akbar dreamed that he had lost all his teeth except one. The next morning, he invited all the astrologers of his kingdom to interpret this dream. Astrologers are the Brahmins or the Jyotish who look into this. And to interpret means to find the meaning of this dream. After a long discussion, the astrologers prophesied. Prophesied means to see something, to foretell future before it happens, to see something. So that is prophecy. That all his relatives will die before him. Emperor Akbar was very upset by this interpretation and so sent away all the astrologers without any reward. Later that day, Birbal entered the Darbar. Darbar means the court of the king. Emperor Akbar related his dream and asked him to interpret it. After thinking for a while, Birbal replied that the emperor will live a longer and more fulfilled life than any of his relatives. Emperor Akbar was pleased with Birbal's explanation and rewarded him handsomely. Handsomely means he gave him a large amount. And then we studied about certain discussions about which ideas can be represented by which symbols and what they mean. So we studied about exploring symbols in poetry, exploring symbols in name, exploring symbols in stories, exploring symbols in as thoughts. So all this thing was exploring symbol. And for your exam also, you will be doing that only. So don't worry guys, it's very easy. As I said, 8 marks based on your memory and 12 marks based on your understanding, your interpretation and your presentation. So that time you have to be more focused and make sure that you don't make any mistakes in hurry. So that's it. Enjoy your day. Bye.